Hello Doodle friends and welcome back to the doghouse. If you're new here, my name is Beth and I raise multi-generation golden doodle puppies. Well, this week we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to go ahead and devote this entire video to one of our lesser known dogs in the house, Barkley. Barkley is a very interesting giant breed dog, and I thought it would be nice, since we're in between litters, that we get to know him for a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and dive into this week's video as we get to know Barkley the Great Dane. Well, here I am with our other dog that hardly ever gets any screen time. This is Barkley. He's one of our first babies in the family before we got into doodles. And Barkley is a Great Dane. And he is just a magnificent dog, and he has just been such a loving part of our family for many years now. So I thought we would go ahead and do just a little interview style and get to know Barkley a little bit for this video. Since we're in between puppy litters, I thought this would be a good time to get to know some of the other dogs in the family, and this is Barkley. So I have some interview questions to ask Barkley, and I will of course answer for him. You like those? I also have some treats to keep him hanging out with me, little bacon strips. So, what kind of dog is Barkley? Barkley, of course, is a Great Dane. If you're unfamiliar with Great Danes, there are many famous Great Danes out there. Probably the most famous one is Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is a fawn color Great Dane, that sort of brown color. Other famous Great Danes out there would be, I'm gonna date myself now, but do you remember that cartoon when I was a kid, the Jetsons? Their dog was a Great Dane. I think his name was Astro. So he was a Great Dane. There was a comic strip in the newspaper a long time ago called Marmaduke. Marmaduke is a Great Dane. And I think there's the tallest dog in the world. I think his name is Zeus. He's the Guinness Book record holder for the tallest dog. I think he's over 7 feet tall. He's a Great Dane. So lots of famous Great Danes out there in the world. Ugh, slobber. Yeah. So that is the kind of dog that Barkley is. Next question. How old are you, Barkley? Barkley is 9 years old. He will be 10 on April 6th. That's his birthday. So he is actually quite an old man. When we got him, he did not have all of this white around his eyes and all of this on his face. He is very gray and very old. He has a lot more gray on the black parts of him. Great Danes, unfortunately, for this particular breed, they do not have as long of a lifespan as a lot of other dogs. So a Great Dane lifespan is usually, like, the max typically is 8 to 10 years. Some actually only live 6 or 7 years, and very few live to like up to 11 or 12 years. It's very rare to live that long for a Great Dane. So we are on the older spectrum. For Great Danes, like I said, he's gonna be 10 in April, but he is happy. He is a little bit more arthritic. I've noticed he's slowing down, but otherwise living a perfectly lovely life. Especially, I think the doodles keep him young. So that is how old he is. Why don't they live long? Great Danes, because of their height to width ratio, their stomachs are not the same as some other dog breeds. I think they're not like attached all the way or something. The number one killer of Great Danes is something called bloat. Bloat is when their stomachs fill with like a gas or a liquid, mostly liquid, or like a big meal, and then if they go out and they run, like, they should not ever run after a big meal, because their stomachs can actually flop over and rotate or twist, and it could like kink the hoses and all the stuff that's in there. I'm so professionally technical here. It kinks up the stomach, and that can lead to serious things. So you always want to make sure, if a Great Dane has had a big meal, that you don't go walk him right away or let him run right away, because that bouncing motion could flip his stomach over. So that is a big killer, bloat, of Great Danes. other, you know, things like other dogs, like cardiac issues and things like that for these he's considered a giant breed. So I think I took care of that. How big is he? Everybody wants to know how much does he weigh. Barkley is 185 pounds. And when he stands on his hind legs, he towers over my husband, who's 5'10". So I'm gonna assume he's at least 6 feet, probably a little over when he stands on his back legs. So he is a full-grown man dog. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So let's talk about his coloring. This is, as you can see, he's mostly a white dog with like this blanket of black kind of covering him, and that's called a mantle. That's like his pattern is called a mantle. Other ways that they come, obviously they come in solid colors, like Scooby-Doo is a fawn, that's that brown tannish color. They come in all black, all white, a grayish, beautiful gray color, a silvery color. Other patterns that they could have are some Great Danes look like a Dalmatian. Those are called Harlequins. Harlequins look like the spotted Dalmatians kind. They also could be a merle color, which is like a swirly of colors. And they could also be brindle, which is that sort of stripy pattern on dog. A lot of different dogs have these similar patterns. So those are all the patterns and colors. And then they could have like combinations of that, like a fawn brindle or a, you know, whatever. So you can mix and match. They come in all different patterns and colors. So, but Barkley is a mantle, which means he's got that big sort of blanket of black across his back, but the rest of him, his legs and chest are all white. Yes, right, Barkley, yes, yes. You hear the other doggies. What are Great Danes? What is their temperament? Great Danes are called gentle giants. They are really a very gentle dog. They're lovely for the family. They are really, really sweet animals. Now, their bark is very deep and guttural and sounds very menacing. Their size, of course, is menacing. If they do show their teeth, teeth are probably pretty gross, but they're big. His mouth is huge, so he looks like a very, you know, big predator, you know, and very scary, especially if he barks at someone. He's a great guard dog in that way. But honestly, he just wants to lick you to death, and he just wants pets and cuddles. He's just like any other dog. So a lot of times they're called gentle giants. Let's see what else. Yeah, they just crave attention. Barkley thinks he's a lap dog. He loves to crawl up on our laps on the couch. He will often, hi, what do you smell? You want to smell my coffee? Want another little bacon? A little bacon bit? He will sit his butt on the couch with all 4 of his paws on the floor like he's watching TV with us. It's hysterical. But he really just loves to cuddle and hang out on the couch with us. We have really big couches, and that's perfect for him and our family. So he's up on the couch a lot. Does he know how big he is? No, he really does think he's small, just like all the other dogs in the house. He is constantly knocking things over with his tail. He bumps into the furniture. Anybody who's been around and has watched my videos knows I don't actually have a lot of furniture. I keep my space pretty wide open. I don't have a lot of tables going on. I keep pretty big open spaces. It's mostly because we have a Great Dane and he needs room just to turn around and walk and get around. So we keep a pretty minimal household with our furniture so that he can get around. And now we have all the dogs, of course. We have 5 dogs now that live here permanently, including Barkley. I've got the 4 doodles. And so we just keep it pretty sparsely furnished so that we can have room to walk around and breathe. So no, he does not really know how big he is. He loves food. He's very food motivated. And that brings me to how much does he eat? Oh, it's a lot. So he eats 8 cups of kibble food a day. So he gets 4 cups in the morning and 4 cups at night. And then What else does he like to snack on? Anything that is on your plate. When we have dinner, we don't always eat at the table. We're kind of loosey-goosey. We'll go sit on the couch, my husband and I. The kids kind of come in and go after their activities and they have their dinner. My husband and I will often eat dinner together on the couch. He just wants to eat. So we have to put him in the laundry room. Otherwise he will be, he won't like fight you for it or anything, but he will just grab it. If you're holding it in front of him, he will just grab the food and think it's his. And he just thinks he's one of the people that needs to be fed a steak or a burger or a hot dog or anything like that. So, right? So he loves to snack on people food too, as most dogs do. So we often have to put all the dogs away when we want to eat so we can just not be bothered by them. Right? Yes. And God forbid you leave anything on the counter. We're sitting on the floor right now. You can see my stools. This is our counter. His head is like right above the counter, so you can't leave food out. So if I'm cooking or I've got cupcakes out or I've got anything at all out, and I need to leave the room for any reason or turn my back, I have to really cook when he's away. I have to put him away in the laundry room because he will come by and just eat right off the counter. We once put some food, we thought it would be safe, up on top of the refrigerator. He got it on top of the refrigerator. That's how tall he can reach. So we also use the microwave as our safety. Like if I have a plate of food, but I have to run upstairs for something, I just put it in the microwave, then I know it's safe so I can come back down. So our whole family is trained not to leave food on any countertops at all. You have to either tuck it in the oven or put it in the microwave to keep it safe if you need to leave for a minute. Otherwise it is gone. Or put him away. Put him in the laundry room, which is like the dog room. Right? Yes. Other questions about Great Danes. Do they shed? Do they drool a lot? Yes and yes. So the drooling, not so much. I know there are some other dogs that really have a drooling thing. Really, he only drools when he has, when he drinks his water, it will drip for a bit. So I have towels on the floor near the water dishes to just help with my foot, kind of mop up all the liquid that spills out. So that's the only time he really drools. Really, the big thing with him is shedding. He is a big shedder, and I'm actually a little bit allergic to dogs. So I often can't sit and just put my face right into his fur. You see, this is about as close as I get. I'll pet him, we'll hang out, we'll have some lovey time, but then I have to go fully do, like I'm already itchy on my arms. I get very itchy. Sorry, that's not big enough. I'm trying to feed him this tiny little piece here. And so I get very itchy with his fur and saliva. Like I'm just really allergic to this sort of dog. He's a sweetheart, but he does make messes and so forth with the drooling and the shedding. The shedding is all over the couches a lot too. I used to not allow him on the couch at all because I had an old couch in the front room. But when we redid the front room to bring in all the puppies and make it more of a puppy playroom, I got rid of his old couch because it was gross. And so now I feel bad that I got rid of his couch. And so I let him now on the couches here, but I'll put blankets on the couch so I can wash them more easily and just keep them fresh, because especially now that he's older, he has a hard time laying on the floor for a long period of time. He has a hard time getting up. He's a little arthritic. And so I want to give him a soft place to lay because, you know, he needs to be happy in his olden days, in his old age here. So I do allow him on the couch now. These are my old couches, and eventually, I don't want to speak of his departure, but when the time comes, I will probably get new couches and we'll keep everything fresh and we'll just freshen everything up. So I'm going to keep these couches for a while longer. Anyways, oh, hello. Do you just love these snacks? I'm almost out. We better finish up this interview. What else do we want to know about you? I wrote down some notes in case I sometimes forget when I'm thinking off the fly here. Let's see. What else? What other questions? Where does he sleep? Does he sleep in our bed? No. My husband would love if he slept in our bed. But again, he sheds. There's no way I'm going to be washing sheets every day. I can't sleep with him because I will get an allergic reaction and so forth. We have a king size bed, but there's no way he's going in it. So he sleeps on the floor on Jim's side, next to Jim, on the floor typically, but he kind of goes up and down during the night. He just has run of the house. The other dogs get crated. He has the run of the house. Ooh, hello. And so he'll sleep on the couch a lot of times. So I'll come downstairs in the morning and he's there. So he just wants a soft place. I've bought many a dog bed. They're just not big enough. They take up a lot of room, and he doesn't like them. So he prefers the couch. So I bought many from Costco. I bought the extra large ones. He used to chew them up when he was younger. Now he probably wouldn't chew them up, but so yeah. So basically on the floor with blankets or on the couch. Do you want more? Do you want more? Yeah. So what's it like having a Great Dane in the house? He is a little bit destructive. He doesn't mean to be. When he was a puppy, of course, he ate everything in sight, including toys and dog beds. But he is a little bit destructive because of his size and weight. So for an example, he went to lay down on the stairs, like we have like a little landing, like the stairs are cut in half. So you go up a little bit, there's a landing, and then you go up, you know, it's a regular flight of stairs. So he likes to lay on that landing and kind of perch up there and look out over everything. And we have lights that are along the wall. So he would lay down, and he once went like poof against the wall and broke the light, pushed in the, what do you call it, the wall, the sheetrock, like got all pushed in just from him laying down. So it's things like that that you're like, oh my gosh, now I got to replace, you know, this wall, or, you know, that portion of the wall, or, you know, it's just things like that that it will break, like a chair will break because of the weight, or, you know, he'll lean up against something and it will knock over, things like that. So so he's a little bit destructive. So that's why we really just try to keep a very minimal space. What are your favorite things to do? He loves scratchies. He loves to get scratchies. Yes. Oh, that feels so good. Yes, it does. And then his other favorite thing to do is to lean on people. When you come over our house, prepare for some dog hair, unless I put him away. Certain people he knows because they're over all the time, and he goes right up to them and he just leans. I don't know if you've ever seen a big dog, but they just like literally lean on you. They just want loves, and they just kind of hang out. It's sort of an affectionate thing that they do. So look at all the hair. Yuck. I love you, but yuck. So they love scratchies and leaning. That's his favorite little things to do other than play. I mean, he doesn't play as much anymore. He's just old and tired. He sleeps most of the time, honestly. He's just hangs out and gets loves. But do you see, he just paws for more attention, just like any other dog. So, will we get another Great Dane after Barkley? I don't think so, no. I think I need to stick with non-shedding dogs at this stage of my life. I need to stick with also dogs that I'm not allergic to. I'm already scratching. So I need to, you know, in order to try to keep the house clean and not destructive, and also to save on some dog food bills and all of that, everything just costs more with a Great Dane. It's been lovely having him, and we love him so much, but no, I think I'm gonna stick with Doodles now, and it'll just be a Doodle family after Barkley has passed. Again, I don't want to talk about your death. No, we're not planning anything here. No, it's all good. You're good. You're good. Long life. We wish you a long life. So this is Barkley. I don't know if that was interesting for anybody, but if anybody else has a Great Dane, let me know. What do you think of them? What do you think of these giant breeds? I know there's some other giant breeds out there. A friend of ours had a Great Dane many years ago, 10 years ago, and I fell in love with it. And I said, this is a great, great dog. Because in case you're wondering, how did I ever land on getting a Great Dane in the first place? So yeah, you meet one and you're like, that is a magnificent creature. Like, they're just so extraordinary. And wherever we go with him, when we go out for walks, get comment. It's like walking around with a celebrity. Honestly, Barkley is like a celebrity in our neighborhood. Everybody knows his name. Everybody knows Barkley. We used to take him out to restaurants. We have a lot of outdoor, I'm sure a lot of people do, cafes and restaurants here because of such nice weather. And so a lot of them are very dog friendly. So we would go to, breakfast on Sundays. We used to go to this one place and they would get to know Barkley, and it would just be like we had a celebrity. Everybody wants a picture with him. Everybody wants to come pet him. It would just be a magnet for people to come over and chat with us. So anyways, it is like living with a celebrity. So So this is Barkley. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment. If you have a Great Dane or a giant breed dog, let me know. I'm gonna try and dig up some old pictures of him. I've got some funny ones. I have a window over my sink and I have a picture somewhere of him just peeking in the window. Like literally his paws are on the ground and he's looking in the window at me. It is hysterical. I have pictures of him drinking out of the sink, I think. It's just, the size is, it's comical, you know, the size of him and what he can get into. So anyways, I just thought it would be fun to show you Barkley. You can't even see him now, he just laid down, sorry. But, and I'm gonna wrap up this video here, and that is Barkley. I'll try and put some pictures at the end, and I'll also try and show you some maybe playtime with the doodles in the backyard so that you have some doodle time as well. Alrighty.